3, 2.
Yeah, the Bengals offense.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, aka Bengal Talk there for Brian. I'm Jason.
I'm Jim.
I'm Brian.
And as a special guest, special episode of Bad Ideas, we have actor, comedian, professional wrestler, Ryan Nemeth. How you doing, Ryan?
Guys, what's going on? What an intro. Thanks. This is awesome.
Welcome. It's been years in the making. Brian keeps saying that he knew you, and we never believed him.
I get the same thing. When I'm going around saying I know Brian, everyone's like, no, you don't. You don't know him. I'm like, dude, I do.
Do you not know Brian? He's the podcast guy. He was an intern for us, and then he's worked his way up. He's done a great job.
Wow. All the way from the mailroom.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yep.
The first time I met Brian, he looked at my fake ID and said, you're not 6'3". Your name's not Eric Bond. Sorry. And he wouldn't let me in the bar because he was a highly paid private security at a Cincinnati nightclub. Wouldn't let me in.
Would that be?
He was a hard ass. He was a hard ass at the door.
He shoved me. He shoved me right in the icy snow.
Did you get up and clothesline him?
No, I had a horrible concussion. I was knocked out for a day. It was in the hospital, man.
Good job, Brian.
I thought about pursuing legal action. I think the time has expired now, but.
And then you realized that Brian didn't have any money to sue for. Damn it.
He didn't shove me, but
I didn't let him in though.
To your credit, you gave me the fake ID back. Thank you.
Hey. I was always nice with people if I told them no and they were like, okay. Like I gave it back to them. You can try again tomorrow. I'm not working.
If I'm not here, yeah.
You can try it again tomorrow.
Yeah. But not too long after that, what happened? You got hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hired you.
And then I let myself in.
Terrible idea.
I checked my own ID every day.
So you worked at Dana Gardens, the famous Dana Gardens in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'm just having a flashback of thinking I was being cool, letting in a babe with a fake ID, but it turns out it was not a fake ID. I'm realizing that now. Molly McGrath, I thought I was letting in because it said Mary McGrath, but her name was Mary. So I was thinking like, oh, cool, this must be your sister's ID or something, but it was just she actually was just 21.
You got some good security over there, Jim.
We do, top notch.
Ryan, did you know that Jim owns Dana's now?
Oh, congratulations. That's incredible. No, I didn't know that.
What? Well, thank you. BJ and the guys allowed me to buy in with them a few years ago.
Wow. How many owners, or is it a private, undisclosed?
It's 5 right now. BJ's father and then the 2 other silent partners.
Shh. Don't talk about them, Jim.
Yeah, geez, made me uncomfortable. I didn't ask any follow-up questions.
So if anybody's in Cincinnati, make sure you stop by on Dana Avenue, Dana Gardens. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Recently remodeled.
What?
Very nice. It is. It has that whole outdoor patio courtyard fountain thing.
Yeah, we have that pavilion back there. Yeah.
Pavilion, that's the word.
So, Ryan, we did not invite you on just to talk Dana's and promote them for 5 minutes.
One other thing I like about Dana's is the ice rink they put in the winter. In the winter month, you can do a little ice skating back there, and it's really they have a cocoa thing and a giant Christmas tree. You know what? I'm thinking of 30 Rockefeller, New York City. I'm sorry, different place. My bad, but Dana's is great. I love Dana's.
Very similar vibe as Rockefeller.
You guys get the cast of Saturday Night Live there too. So
yeah,
well.
we also don't charge for ice skating though. It's free in the winter.
just got to bring your own skates.
Somebody had me send a Zelle payment for like $140.
I
paid somebody.
It was Mary McGrath.
Mary, yeah.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Sure, it was great. Thanks. See you guys later.
Nope, been great. Have a good day. Sorry, TNA. We're just talking Dana's today.
This was just a Pepsi Zero commercial.
Dude, I love this stuff. It tastes so good. I like this so much more than Coke, and no sugar.
Win-win.
I've been drinking this like 8 or 9 of them like a day.
Yeah, you've done some great product placement in all your social media posts recently with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
I'm seeing if they'll take me on as a brand ambassador.
You know,
Pepsi
after being
influencer.
After being on this show, I'm sure you'll get it. I'm sure. Sure. We have the power. We have the power.
The HOBI bump.
That's right. Ryan, please tell us what is coming up that you're so excited for.
I'm so excited about TNA Bound for Glory, which is October 12th. So I hope your program airs before then, because otherwise
it will.
The tickets sold right now are huge, and I think it's on track to being the highest attended Bound for Glory in TNA's history, which is awesome because we set the record for TNA in North America at Slammiversary with like just shy of 8,000 people, which, you know, for a company like TNA, it's very impressive and awesome and cool. And we got little plaques given to a little I don't know what the material is, but it has the attendance, the date, and everything. And we got those at the last taping. That was pretty cool.
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to, one, sell any tickets to anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody looks at, you know, WWE, which is a monster in itself. And they're like, well, they're selling 60,000 people with 60,000 seats. Well, yeah, that's true. But that's an anomaly. Like, that is the mecca
they have
of it.
They're an entire monolith to themselves, you know, for decades and decades of building a fan base and a culture and the entire industry is based on WWE. So they have downtimes as well. I mean, they're in a pretty hot uptime right now, but the partnership with TNA and WWE is pretty cool too. So at this particular show, Bound for Glory, there will be some TNA championship titles in line that are held by WWE wrestlers. So we're hoping to win those back.
Trick Williams is one of them.
Trick Williams,
Yep. And this is the 20th, I think, Bound for Glory. I think it's the 20th anniversary.
Sounds right. I believe
which is pretty
that's
impressive.
right.
Yeah. What you're saying WWE's in a boom time, which they are, but how does that reflect onto TNA, other wrestling organizations, even the small independent ones? Do you notice a big change with that?
Historically, I believe there is always a trickle down effect. If WWE is in an upswing, then everybody else seems to be. I think there are probably exceptions to that, but the current partnership that TNA is doing with WWE is very cool, and it's unlike partnerships TNA has done in the past with other companies, in that they both seem to be benefiting. And it's cool that if you go to a TNA event or if you watch TNA wrestling on Tuesday nights or one of our PLEs, you're gonna see a great combination of TNA homegrown wrestlers and WWE talent, which is very cool. Or sometimes it's both, which, you know, like my brother's a great example. Nick Nemeth, he has held basically every title in WWE, wrestled there for 19 years, and is now in TNA. It's very cool. It's very, very, very cool. It's fun. It's a very fun time.
Yeah, you're talking Nick Nemeth. You guys have also, TNA for years has had probably the best women's division in any wrestling organization. I know WWE gets a little bit because they're bigger in that, but TNA has had I think the strongest and most consistent probably for at least the last 5 years.
I think it's a great testament to the platform there. You know, they encourage us to be independent and creative and pitch ideas. And I think that's reflected in every division, in the women's division, big time. Yeah. Who are some of your favorites ever in TNA women?
I love Gail Kim. Gail Kim.
She's awesome. Yeah.
She's a legend. Grace, love her. Obviously she just jumped, but she was probably the one that made me stand up and go, wow. And just to see her evolve from beginning to end, and that, like, until she left, like, has been very impressive for it. It's just very strong. Like, every time you watch, you're like, there's not a downtime. Like, I mean, you had Sami Callihan for a while too. And I mean, just before he was in all sense psycho on it, and he was great. His character was amazing. And even his matches with Tessa Blanchard were amazing when she won the title. And I mean, you guys have had unbelievable talent, and that has stayed. Moose has been there for years. So it's just, I think it's a testament to how you guys have grown, and you guys have taken steps like every year to get bigger and bigger. And it's finally, it seems like it's really in the last 2 years or so, it's really paid off, that people are finally starting to realize is some good wrestling there.
You know, it's a great variety show, and that's what drew me to even enjoy watching wrestling in the first place. Was seeing a little bit of everything on there. So there's great women's matches. There's Santino Marella, who is like super funny. You know? Yes. People will come to the shows just for him, which I think is incredible. And that flies in the face of people who used to tell me when I was in NXT, you know, don't go the path of being the comedy wrestler. Nobody buys tickets to see the clowns. And I thought, the circus. People go to the circus.
Yeah.
To see clown. Like I have bought tickets to see clown, you know? So whenever his music hits, Santino, at any of our tapings or when he's on NXT, the place goes insane, unlike they go for any of the active wrestlers. So
yes.
And that's not a knock on the wrestlers. That's a plus for him. The show has a lot of variety. There's hard-hitting action. There's crazy matches with like the Rascals and, you know, Leon Slater. There's the acrobatics and flips and stuff. And there's entertainment. There's some gore in there if you want that. It has a little bit of everything, and that's why I really enjoy watching TNA.
Yeah, because you had the Broken Hardy era for a while. Mm-hmm. You're talking about variety. Rosemary.
Rosemary's awesome. Yeah.
Do you feel like, take Leon Slater for that and for yourself too, do you feel like you get more I don't want to say leeway in the ring, but more of your own, what you want to do? Do you have more freedom, I guess, in TNA?
Compared to other companies, or
yeah, just in general.
In TNA. Man, I cannot really speak for anybody else, but I will say that in TNA, it is a nice blend of things, and I do like that there is some responsible, competent oversight. I like that. I have worked other places where it's just like, yeah, whatever you guys want to do. And then whether that's, I don't always think that's the best, because some people are just newer, you know, and that could lead to injuries. That could lead to not the best. That could lead to just the same match happening a few times in a row on a show. So I do like the creative oversight we have at TNA. I don't feel like we're shackled in any way creatively, and I feel it's the full opposite, and makes for a better show.
Mm-hmm. Brian, you got any questions there? I don't want to.
Yeah, Brian, who's your favorite knockout in the history of TNA, Brian?
Probably your mom. No.
Jeez, man.
No, I'm just surprised we went this long without Jason asking about Joe Henry. Big Joe Henry fan over there.
Oh, I thought Joe Henry was going to show up.
I was looking for him.
I don't think
his name, right?
Yeah, he pops up.
I don't think Ryan's very happy with Joe Henry. He made a not so nice video.
Okay, he's one of my least favorite. You know, I really do like him a lot, and I think he's incredible and a good guy, but I just hate that guy, and he sucks, you know? I have these two feelings about him.
No,
he thwarted me in my nefarious goals so many times, you know? I'm very happy for what's happening. He's a very hardworking person and very dedicated and very reaping what he's been sowing in a good way. But I hate him. Oh, I hate him.
That bastard.
That evil bastard. Yeah.
Yeah. I
love Pepsi though.
So several years ago, when Joe Henry first came to TNA, I was telling Jim and Brian, I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta look at this guy. Because it was his first promos, his first you know, with him in the hospital and just like introducing him to the TNA audience. And so I went down a rabbit hole of watching all his stuff over in the UK. And it was like, oh my gosh, this guy is hilarious. It's like, how has this guy not been picked up by anybody? And so I think on the podcast, I talked like 3 straight weeks about this guy, and it annoyed the hell out of Jim and Brian. I was like, no, you got to watch his videos. And then
are you doing that with anybody right now that in 3 years you'll be like, remember that? I was doing that about this guy too.
You.
I know that's not true.
No, I'm the one that's doing that.
Thank you.
To be honest, like I think the from TNA, I think Leon Slater is probably he's just scratching what he can do. I liked him in NXT. I think that he really pretty much could be the future of the X division for a while. So
I gotta say, he's an amazing athlete. He has a bright future. He's so young still, and I love him. And I just hate that guy.
Yes.
really.
Is there anybody in TNA you like?
I love my big brother.
Who's your brother?
Nick Nemeth.
Never heard of him.
He was recently a TNA Tag Team Champion with his little brother, me.
Oh,
that guy.
He looks familiar. I might recognize him. Does he have a different name?
He looks like me, but he's got like Barbie doll hair.
Have you ever blocked him from entering a bar, Brian? His brother?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's good.
I had him come to Dana's one time in college. He was in town for whatever TV taping. And I'm like, you gotta just at least see this bar. And he walked in and said, okay. And I was like, all right, we can go. And I don't think he just said, all right, cool.
Are you living a dream now, like tagging with your brother and just working with him?
It's so nice. I've been trying to get that to happen in multiple different companies for so long. And it was cool in this one to not have to be the one pitching it, where that, the creative department itself was like, here's our plan. And I was like, oh my God, finally. Great. I mean, I was in NXT and they made me have a different name than him. And I remember having a match on NXT, and it was long ago, and William Regal on commentary saying, he's Dolph Ziggler's brother. Why does he have a different last name? And I was like, that's a good question. It's not like very strange. And I was trying to get him to come to AEW, and I worked there the whole time too. It's fine. It's nice to finally be doing this together.
Well, and I think too, like if you go through the history of wrestling, you have tag teams that are related are some of the best tag teams in the business because they have a built-in chemistry. You have the Steiners, you have the Samoans, you have the Hardys. I mean, go all the way back, Briscoe brothers. Like you have teams that have that built-in chemistry that they don't have to work at it.
Yeah, Nick and I have done everything except wrestle on a team for the past 20 years together. We've done comedy shows, little movies we've made, sketches, short films, variety shows, a literal comedy act, And so we have this, we live together and travel together. So to be in the ring together, at first we didn't have all the moves that all the teams have, but that has already opened up and now we do. So to have the chemistry that was already there just be complemented with now doing double team moves and stuff, it's so fun. It's so fun. And look at our cool jackets. These are awesome.
Where can we buy those at?
You cannot buy these.
Oh, jeez.
But I am selling some old ring gear. So if you want to buy some of my old trunks, I got some of those still in.
I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure I saw something similar to that for sale on your Instagram.
Yeah, my little undies, my shorts. Man, I just don't use that gear anymore. So I think if some collectors want this, that's great. I want to make room in the closet. And some of the DMs I get are just brutal, man. Like, do they smell? Are they sweat? It's like, will you sweat in them first? Wink face. I'm like, that's fine if you're buying them. If you're just hoping I'll flirt back with you on DMs, not. You just buy the freaking.
The internet is amazing.
We've talked about this on the podcast a lot, Brian. The internet is always friendly too. They never have negative comments ever.
Yeah. And Ryan specifically knows all about the niceness of people on the internet.
That is just horrible to me, dude. It's so brutal.
Jim, do you think Dana's could buy the trunks and maybe have special nights when Ryan's wrestling that you guys just wear them behind the bar?
Oh my God.
Well, he'd have to wear them first. Okay, we're not buying them not worn.
Yeah, we want authentic ring-worn gear here.
Yeah. I have a friend, Ryan Keeley. She's an adult film star, and she's very open about this. She sells underwear that's been worn, but she'll buy them, put them on once, put them in a Ziploc bag, and mail it. But she like technically wears them briefly, but the people who want those, it's worth so much more. She's not spending the day in them or working out in them or whatever. She's just like, technically they were on. Okay, in the bag.
Yeah, you gotta pay extra for that.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I want than used sweaty underwear.
There are one collector has bought a few items from me over the years, and after every transaction, I'm like, cool, here, I'm shipping them out. Thanks a lot. Here's a photo of me signing it or whatever. And it's all, I think like, okay, we're done. Deal. And there's always some follow-up message that goes, hey, if you ever want to like sell like your underwear or something, I'm like, all right, man. All right. the transaction's over. You don't have to say anything else. We just forget this until next year when you buy the other shorts.
And then you write, how much?
Songs or anything? Like,
depends how much. So what match at Bound for Glory October 12th do you think is going to surprise people the most?
Man, it's the one that usually surprises people is the world title, which has surprised people a number of times this past year and a half, 2 years. So probably that one, probably Mike Santana and Trick Williams, because I think a lot of people thought at Slammiversary that Trick Williams was not going to win, and then he won, which surprised and upset people. So probably that one again. That's my guess. But you do have this legendary tag team, the Dudleys, going against the Hardys, and I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. I pinned Jeff Hardy in Los Angeles in front of my dad and all of Hollywood, and won the tag team titles for my brother and I. I pinned Jeff Hardy. That's just an aside. But they have a match, and it's their last one ever. It's one last, whatever they're calling it. I'm kind of resentful about that because I don't know why we're not in this match. Why Dudleys aren't even part of TNA. They're just like, hey, yeah, maybe we should do this too. Oh, all right. They're legends. I get it. People do want to see it, and I think people are excited about it. But what gives, bro? It's the kind of thing that makes me want to crack open a refreshing, sugar-free Pepsi number 2 and just have a little sip.
Is that Pepsi 1?
Oh, man.
That's Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pepsi Zero Sugar. I'm sorry.
But it's number 1 to me, Ichiban.
Do you,
good.
And you guys have a good mix in TNA of veterans and, up and comers and that. But you've also had a lot of guys that have like switched, like they struggled maybe in WWE, AEW, and then they come to TNA and like have reinvented themselves. Like Brian Myers. He's been.
Yeah,
we have a cat going on. We have a cat in the video.
Yeah, is that a real cat?
No. It's my decoy cat.
That's a credit to TNA for allowing itself to be. One of the first weekends I ever showed up at TNA. It was in Albany, New York, and I remember Tommy Dreamer giving a locker room speech saying, this company and your opportunity, and it can be whatever you want it to be. This can be your showcase for whatever you want to get out of your career, and we are happy to help that. And I think, that's a pretty open-ended, ambiguous thing, but reinventing yourself is one option for that. And I've completely thrived in TNA versus creatively versus anywhere else I've ever worked. And I've worked at some of the biggest, the other only biggest companies ever. And the Nemeth family's been reinvented there. We've teamed up and become these evil, cocky, horrible people characters, and it's just so great, and it works so well against these amazing good guy tag teams. And it's a great place for that. It's a great place to reinvent and try new things. And I think it's a great place to start out too, like Leon Slater. Damn, the Hardys broken things started in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that earlier. Like that is the epitome of that, I think.
Well, even AJ Francis, who had trouble going over a rope and was a laughing stock, and then he comes to TNA. He's like, "No, I can do this. Like I had one bad move. Like, simmer down, people." And he's reinvented himself too.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the Hollywood Hunk?
Well,
besides you are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the thing I am. Yeah. My friends in NXT, which were like Luke Harper, Trent Beretta, and Sami Zayn, would all just call me a hunk all the time. Like they would, I don't. back then I was probably more of a hunk, but they would say my name was Briley. They would say, Briley, just a hunk, huh? And I would be like, yeah, I guess. I didn't know if it was good or bad. And I used to go to the beach a lot, and more than any of my friends, and they would be like, just classic beach hunk, And I kind of took that to heart and liked it. And when I was getting some new gear made, I texted all three of them and I said, hey, what should I put on this? Should I put like this or the word hunk? And they all unanimously were like, hunk. What are you even asking for? Put the word hunk on there. No one else does that. And we all think you're a hunk. And then I was debuting on AEW and I wrestled Hangman Adam Page. And they had hunk on the back of my butt. And the owner of the company said, he was like, had his phone like right messaging like production people. He's like, okay, Ryan, you're the hunk. What kind of hunk are you? And I said, Hollywood Hunk. And he goes, okay. And when the episode aired, it said Hollywood Hunk everywhere. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's perfect. But I legally own all these terms, so it's good. It was hard. Hunkamania was hard to get. That's the name of our comedy show we do, Hunkamania. And that was hard because there's a nationwide strip review called Hunk-O-Mania, which is just naked dudes.
Which is different than what you do, right?
It is. And in every city we do that show in, Hunkamania, which is my brother and I's stand-up variety show. We do comedy and wrestling and all that. Usually someone will message me and say, is this the right place? This keeps popping up. And it's always Hunk-O-Mania. I'm like, obviously not. No. Well, maybe not obviously, but no.
And you picked great with Hollywood because every wrestler that mentions Hollywood gets booed out of the building every single time.
Yeah. It's also, I have many jobs in my life and several of them are in Hollywood. Like I do a lot of acting. I do a lot of comedy. I'll do stunt work. I've been doing, secretly, it's not a glamorous one, but for the past year, I've done a number of stand-in and stunt photo doubles for Christian McCaffrey in commercials. So like, I have no shame in doing this. Like if I'm off and they're like, hey, are you at TV? Are you free this week on Tuesday? Can you be Christian McCaffrey in a Lowe's commercial? Sure. Why not? We basically have the same head and like, he's cool. Whenever he'll show up and they'll have the same tattoos. I'm like, hey, look, I'm you. And he's like, dude, nice. But I literally work in Hollywood. So like a lot of those people, it's kind of a gimmick or a character or something. It's like, for me, it's just a real thing. I am the Hollywood Hunk,
What's the weirdest gig you have gotten in Hollywood?
That's tricky. Because so many will not pop to my head until after this interview probably, but I've done hand modeling for McCaffrey also.
Are you George Costanza?
I thought of that because when they bring in an NFL guy, they're only there for how long they want to be there for. So if his face is on camera, he's there. If it's any other part of his head or body, it's just me or whoever the guy is. So he's doing like learning how to work the sink and stuff in Lowe's. I'm like, that's my hand. Those are my hands. That's it. But let's see, weirdest. The second most recent Jimmy Kimmel Live sketch I was on, I was totally naked. They had me totally nude in like the tiniest little flesh like fabric to cover my wang basically. And it was when, I don't know if this is happening, but a billionaire wanted to have his own Olympics where you can do drugs and PEDs and stuff. I don't know if that's still a thing, but it was in the news like a year ago or half a year, whenever that was. And they wanted to do a sketch advertising for the all drugs Olympics. And so they had me nude and then they like enhanced my muscle. Like I was this giant square muscle man with my tiny little Ryan head. And the guy, the voiceover said, and it will, shrink your testicles or something. And I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. It cuts away. I'll be embarrassed. I don't care.
I thought for sure it would have been some of your early work, like your farming.
Oh man,
commercial.
I love those. I think they're kind of funny just because you and my friends and everyone knows I'm not a farmer. But in my defense, it's an acting job. I wasn't, you don't have to really be a farmer. But I was going for it. I was baling hay for like hours in West Virginia, talking about how I quit the mouth tobacco habit. It was like an anti-mouth tobacco thing.
Snuff, chew, dip.
Whatever you call it. It causes cancer. Yeah, right. I quit. It was tough, but I'm tougher. I have that on my hard drive. I save that on all my update things. I think it's so funny.
I love your Taco Bell commercial. When the guys try.
Those are fun.
I like those a lot. So, Jimmy, got any questions up there?
I was just wondering, how much more fun is it being a heel than it is being a face in wrestling?
Well, I don't think anything I'm doing is being a heel, but the crowd does. So it's easier because I'm just acting normal. Maybe I'm a little more energetic. I'm louder probably in wrestling than I am in real life. It's very fun. The first half of what I was doing in TNA was more hero, good guy stuff, and it was cool just to get out there. But I knew we were just planting the seeds to become the evil poison that turns my brother to the dark side. Also, it's so super fun, way more fun. And I also like to wrestle amazing athletes who do insane acrobatic moves, and just to witness those things happening above my head so often is really, really impressive. Like looking up and seeing Leon Slater just flipping 400 times, like out of the ring, landing 20 feet over there, and I'm like, he nailed it. He hit me. Like that. It hurts and it sucks, but it's very impressive.
Who's probably been your favorite wrestler to wrestle?
Ooh, to wrestle. Dang, that is a really good one because I've wrestled so many people. Even, when I was in NXT, there was a time for a few months when the 6-man tag match to end every house show was, our opponents were Damian Sandow, Dean Ambrose, and Claudio, or what was it?
Cesaro, yeah.
What his name was there. And that was just the most fun, So wrestling guys like that, or Seth Rollins, or even wrestling against my brother a few times has been amazing. My favorite match ever probably was against my brother at like a Orlando or Kissimmee, Florida NXT show. I think my favorite opponent is yet to come, but I mean, I don't know. I've had really fun matches with Billy Gunn. I've wrestled Trent. It's always very fun to wrestle Trent Beretta. I love wrestling somebody like Joe Hendry because the crowd is so behind him that amount is just reversed for me. Like the amount that they love him when I do something, it's like, boo. So that's really fun. Okay, I'll just tell you right now, me and Nick against the Hardys in LA was probably my top favorite match.
Was that just like a dream come true?
Yes, it was a dream come true because I grew up just loving those guys. My dad was there in the front row. My girlfriend was there. Barbara Crampton was there. Jeff Tremaine and Rick Cott, just people from here that I care about and love were all there in the front row. The showrunners from Anna's TV show Gotham Knights were there. They loved wrestling, and it was a great little packed Nemeth fan section we had. It was awesome, and we got to win.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Brian, you got anything else?
Yeah. When will we see emo Nemeth again?
Wow. Oh, I'm trying to think of what to do for Halloween. Maybe I could be emo Nemeth for Halloween. He's referring to the time Nick and I broke into the Hardy compound and stole the tag title belts. I was cursed by Gothic Baby. She blew magical powder on me and turned me emo.
That seems reasonable. Seems lifelike. Seems realistic.
I mean, you did break into their property, so kind of deserved it.
We were going to break in, but they just let us in.
They were invited.
Hey, that was crazy. I'll ruin the illusion right now. We flew in that morning across country, from the West Coast to the compound. Went directly didn't go to a hotel. Went right there, shot for 13 or 14 hours, and went. I just made my flight by I didn't get to take a shower. I mean, I was in that pool for hours, but so I was I don't know if anything we just did is cool. I was wearing a wig at some point. I had many costume changes. I was underwater most of the shoot. I didn't see Nick for most of it. Nick shoved a kid down. I remember that at the end of it, Nick grabs the kid, and I left my shoes there. So Matt Hardy's wife, Rebby, found my shoes and thought they were like a woman's shoe. She thought my shoes were girl shoes, and then made a TikTok about how she's busting her husband who had a girl over and left his shoes, and he's like, "Those are Ryan Nemeth's shoes," and she's like, "Oh, really? Ryan Nemeth, a man, wears these shoes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. What the hell, dude?" they're a little fruity, but and then when it came out, it was so incredible. I was so happy about that. I thought it was so great. I went to my acting class. I go to this weekly acting class, keep the skills up there. And someone in class was like, I just need to say this right now. Ryan Nemeth was in a movie with the Hardys, and I grew up just thinking, like, I can't. He's like, Rob, the teacher, you don't understand how fucking cool that is. And I was like, oh, thanks, man.
You see that? You see that?
I was not going to mention it because I didn't think the acting teacher cared about wrestling, but he's like, yeah, just someone's got to say it. It was pretty fucking cool, okay?
Where do you think? Where do you see TNA in probably the next 2 to 3 years?
I would like to see the attendance at these big shows going up, and I want to do more West Coast shows. That's just selfishly because I love when we do shows out here. It's so rare that the houses are so incredible and so fun, and I get to travel less of a distance. I'd like that. I'd like to do some more international stuff. We've done a lot of tapings in Canada, and we were on a AAA show in Mexico, which was freaking awesome. That was one of the highlights of my life, man, being in front of that crowd with my brother at that show in Mexico. Man, that was crazy.
Can you talk about the fans down there in Mexico?
Yeah, first of all, it was the biggest stage I've ever entered onto for a match, and the screen behind us, I felt like I was at like the Super Bowl. It was like insane. The fans were cheering us like absolute insanity, and then so Nick and I as we were standing up there, we both said, "Uh-oh," because we're supposed to be the bad guys, and we got them to hate us pretty quickly. But I did for a second. I did think this is, maybe we should be good guys. This is kind of cool to have. I don't know. I think it was like 18,000 people. So before we got in the ring, we did a big lap around, and then we stood opposite other side of the ramp, and Nick put his arm around me and he said, "Before we go in there, just take this in for a minute." And then we both just looked up at felt like it was in outer space, looking at like a star or something. The amount of people was just so vast and big. You couldn't really see any individual people. I had never been in front of that kind of crowd, that loud and that big before. Incredible.
Do you get nervous in front of that many, or do you just, once you hit the ring, you're just like focused at that point?
I get nervous just waking up in the morning.
Same.
And that's why every morning I try to grab a Pepsi, what is it called? Sugar-free, no sugar Pepsi. I feel more confident already. Thanks, Pepsi. I think in those kind of matches, everything that's happening is just so big and crazy that I'm not really that worried about anything. Also, if I don't know what's going on, if let's say you blank out or you get hit in the head or something, it's pretty loud. So you can be like, "Hey, what should we do?" Although in that country, it was like a 4-team tag match, and Nick and I were the dumb American people who only speak English. Everybody else was having a very easy time communicating. So I remember leaning on the WWE guys, and I was saying, "Garza, what's going on? What's happening?" Because they would just have this giant conversation, and Nick and I are just like, "We really should have learned a second language."
Xavier did not prepare you for that.
Well, I took French. So that helps me when I go to Quebec, I guess. And not very much because they speak a different kind of French, so I'm kind of screwed.
France is the mecca of wrestling in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely. So Bound for Glory, we don't want to take too much time.
It's October 12th. Yeah.
Yes. How can they see that? How can they go see it?
If you're anywhere in New England, I recommend going to Lowell, Massachusetts, and coming to the Saga Center. But if you're not, you can watch it. I always say go to TNA Plus because you can just get that program, or you can get a subscription. I have my own subscription to TNA programming. But they always, I can't promise this, but they often will do some kind of a deal where if you like get this show, you'll have a month free of TNA Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And TNA Plus is sick. You can watch the weekly show, and they have this like catalog of, you can go watch every Kurt Angle match.
Yeah.
Or like, it's all on there, and it's awesome. And then they often will put together like, I don't know what to call it, like compilations of a certain wrestler or whatever, you know, it's fun. Or certain shows or kinds of matches. It's very fun.
Yeah, I think it's interesting too, because Kurt Angle, just to touch on that real quick, like he probably had some of his best matches in TNA. Like obviously he came up from WWE and you know he had some great matches, don't get me wrong, but like TNA, he was doing crazy shit.
That's another person who kind of creatively did a little reinvention in TNA.
Mm-hmm. The first pay-per-view I got from TNA was when Christian won the title. He switched over because I love Christian. And that was, as soon as he switched over, I was all in. And that was the first pay-per-view. I still remember that.
Wow. Huge.
Yeah.
You should get some of his underwear.
Yeah.
Does Christian sell underwear?
I don't, no one said anything about selling. He just said you should go get some of his underwear.
Good call. Good call.
I want to, if you have any movie aficionado fans or horror film fans, just shortly after Bound for Glory, Black Phone 2 will premiere in theaters, and my girlfriend is in that movie, and my friends made it, and it's just, I saw it at Fantastic Fest, and it's incredible. It's awesome. I think it's better than the first one, and I love the first one.
Yeah, I was going to say the book was awesome, too.
Yeah, really awesome.
But Ethan Hawke is so good as that character.
Well, you're going to love this one, then. That
trailer is creepy as hell.
You notice the song is Rooster, Alice in Chains. I don't know if you, yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that comes out after, you said? In 2 weeks?
The world premiere was at Fantastic Fest like a week ago. It's gonna do its Hollywood premiere this Wednesday, and then Bound for Glory is Sunday, and then Black Phone is, I think, everywhere by Thursday after that. So a week out, 4 days after Bound for Glory.
Gotcha.
I don't think that the studio has arranged, included Bound for Glory in their movie rollout, but I have. It's a big October for this household.
That's something that I was going to ask too, because she's coming off of Final Destination Bloodlines too, right?
Yeah, big time. It's a big year for scary movies in Anna.
Yeah.
Lori, if we didn't say her name yet. Yeah, she was Julia in Final Destination Bloodlines, which I think was the best one, and I freshly rewatched all of them right before we went to see that. I loved it. It was such a fun movie, and I will not tell you who she is because I don't think it's public, but she is a major role in Black Phone 2. Go see that. See Bound for Glory, see Black Phone 2.
Bloodlines is a great film. I actually did a review of that on the show a couple of months ago.
Well, I hope you were nice.
I was. I like Final Destination. So
hell yeah.
We're usually nice. Ryan, we want to thank you.
Usually nice.
And I want to thank Pepsi for keeping me hydrated and focused throughout this trying interview. No, it was great. Thanks for having me.
Ryan,
we can joke all we want, but I love Pepsi.
I will be sure to tag them when we release this on the podcast. We release the podcast, we'll put that on our Twitter account, X, whatever it's called. So Ryan, October 12th, Bound for Glory, 20th anniversary.
Get TNA Plus and watch it.
Yes. And then right after that, go see Black Phone 2.
Why not?
Yeah.
Have a fun October.
One last question before I let you go. This is from my brother. Do you think Xavier will ever have a football team again?
No.
Do you feel like losing to Marshall might have killed their hopes?
I hear that their rugby team is doing well. I get weekly emails from Mr. Donlin, and I know they've moved up in a division. They're much more serious and studious than they were when I was a part of the team, which is great.
You played rugby?
Yeah, the rugby team is doing pretty well. Yeah,
they're excelled in every way. And when I get these emails and I think, well, that's great. It seems a lot less fun now, but it's great that you're recruiting and doing scholarships and But I was the team. I was something. I was like the president of the team or something, I think. And we won 2 division titles while I was there. We also were massively suspended and in horrible trouble and almost got kicked out of off campus. But, I brought us back.
And yet you still couldn't get into Dana's because of that damn security guard.
Well, that was like going up against like Secret Service or whatever Tom Cruise is in those movies.
I think of that with you, Brian.
Jack Reacher?
It was like going up against the Grabber, Ethan Hawke's spooky guy.
Well, Ryan, it
took a second, but then he laughed.
Ryan, we appreciate it. You're welcome to come back on the show anytime to promote anything you want. Your comedy show, your acting roles, TNA, anything. You have an open door. So we appreciate
it. For you guys. If I ever start a show, you guys come on anytime.
Yeah. Didn't you have a podcast?
Yeah, we got kind of busy. That was fun.
I mean,
it's a lot of work, man.
I mean, it's not really that much work.
Oh,
we do it every week.
I know you're trying to get rid of me, but I will address the busyness here. We're always
go ahead.
We're always waiting for. We always have to wait for the Uber, wait for the getting on the plane, wait to get off the plane, wait for the get to the hotel, wait in line to check in, wait, and you're just waiting and waiting, and then you wrestle for like 11 minutes, and then it's just reverse that again. Like Matt Seidel said that to me one time. He's like, being a pro wrestler is just standing in lines, and then when you broke it down for me, I thought, yeah, mostly, and then you get that one little high point, and then I don't know.
But it's a great high point, isn't it? Though
it's a great high point, yeah.
Is there any? Go ahead, Brian.
I said, especially the airport bathroom selfies.
That guy was wild, man. He wanted a photo with me while on the clock, while people are peeing and washing their hands and stuff in the background. And then as I'm leaving, he goes, "Who are you?"
Usually,
you just thought, yeah, this guy's probably famous because I had the TNA jacket. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're." I'm like, "Do you watch TNA?" He goes, "No." I said, "Well, you should start. You know, at the very least, for having me do this weird photo in a bathroom, you should watch it, I guess."
Why would you ask for a selfie of somebody you don't know?
I think he saw the TNA. That's the power of TNA these days. It's getting people while they're mopping the floor. He was mopping. And he took a break because he's like, TNA, can we be in a picture? Oh, by the way, who are you? Like, as I was leaving, I thought it was really funny. I can't fault him for it. I loved it.
I'll be honest,
Jason.
Yeah.
Do you know who that was? That was Blake. That was our co-host, Blake.
Our other co-host.
Well, tell him tag me. Post a photo.
Wait, was he staring at your crotch for an abnormally long period of time?
Well, it was a bathroom. Everyone's staring at everyone's crotch.
Well, it could have been Blake then.
It could have been. It could have been. Oh, poor Blake. I don't know what to say after that. Yeah, right. So, you know what? I like a good way to end a show is with a penis story. So that's good. That's good.
Oh, that was. Oh, I thought you were asking me to think of something.
Well, if you got another one, go ahead.
You got another one.
Let me try to think here. We had a tag match recently in which I think the climax of the match was me getting nailed in the crotch by Matt Cardona, and then also by Brian Meyer. Like, it was okay. So Ryan's gonna fall on the top rope on his crotch. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he gets hit. Like, okay. And then like, there's like 3 things directly to my nuts. Like, all right, sure, man. Yeah, great. And the crowd loved it. So,
is there any way to protect against that? That's a no.
After that, I think my barber was like, "Do you guys wear cups?" I'm like, "No, we can't. I don't think you can. Maybe you could, but it looks so crazy because I have one right here. This is my old NXT stuff. It's just so thin, you know. You can't really put any. If you wear whatever underwear you have under there, you see the line. Who's gonna wear a cup?
Well, if you did, you could sell it.
Yeah, that's true. Ring worn
cup. And then, Jim, you could wear that for Dana's night, TNA night at Dana's.
Dude, nice. Thursday night.
That I'll make a ton of money in tips that night just wearing that.
You can do like Coyote Ugly, just
Yeah.
stomp around your little cup.
Ryan, thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Check TNA October 12th and also on every Thursday night as well at 8 p.m. So give them a watch. It is great wrestling. It's a great show. One last time. Joe Hendry, is he back there?
Man, I hate that guy. What if he popped out? That'd be crazy.
Would be. Brian, is he back there?
We'll do that in post.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
add his little head. All right, thanks, guys. See you.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Bye,
Ryan.
I'm gonna type it too. Thank you.